We are live.
Hello.
We're streaming to the World Wide Web, if that's what you still call it. I don't even know anymore.
www.
I was funny because I was listening to a morning radio show on my way into work, and they were replaying an old clip, and it was like they were making fun of a video that was like introducing the internet to kids, talking about how you'd have to type in HTTPS and www and all this stuff. I'm like, you don't even need to do that.
Gil doesn't know what that is.
That's right.
I'm
Yesterday he asked what AOL was.
I keep forgetting what it is.
Video. He was like, "What was that?" Because me and Eric were talking about AIM and like how like that used to be the only place where the only like messaging thing.
It was.
And Gil was like, "What's AOL?"
Do you know what an away message is?
No.
Eric told me yesterday.
Okay, hold on. I'll do a quick intro, and then we'll get into that because this is gonna fucking crack me up for the whole time that we talk. But welcome to another episode of Stories from a Bar. I'm your host, Chris Osborne. For this episode, I'm hanging out with the almighty Free Friends.
Hello.
And Lauren and Gil, how are you guys?
Awesome.
Great.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my man.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out. There was some back and forth trying to get you guys back on the podcast because you know we really clicked the first time. It's been like 2 years. That was like 2 years ago. That is fucking insane. Like that went so quick.
Honestly, man, like it's crazy how fast time goes. The older I get, like another thing that Gil does not understand. But honestly, it's nice to have that juxtaposition, like because like when Gil came on board, like he reminded me of like the I don't know, like the soul and like the core reasons for playing music again, and it like reinvigorated that. And I think I've I don't know, kind of like been a mentor to him in many ways, like musically and stuff.
Yes. Very.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we'll get more into that. But I want to give a quick shout out to, as I like to do when I'm not talking to actual breweries or anything, the local brewery, Common Roots. That's my beer of the episode, as I like to have a beer while I do these. So shout out to Common Roots. Delicious beer if you're ever in upstate New York. But happy holidays 2020. I want to talk more about Gil's making me feel old and I'm not even in the band. Just based on what you said. You don't know what an away message is when we referred.
So Ben and Eric talked about it yesterday, and I kind of forgot about it. But wasn't it like the OG way to like text people or like send messages like online?
AIM. Instant messaging was, but
AOL Instant Messenger, man, that's wow.
I wasn't.
You have a screen name. I was Blink Fanatic 7.
I had two. I think I was Saves the Day 34. And then I had a second one called Handy Capable Hero, which
I love that. Stay what you are, man.
Not as much PC, but I think I was watching South Park when I came up with that one.
Yeah. PC Principal?
Yeah, I don't even know. But it was the kind of thing where if you're not at your computer, you put up an away message. And I think there was one point where I was doing not even a contest. I was just putting up random emo song lyrics. Everybody would put up lyrics, man.
We would literally write lyrics because like we'd be like, oh, that's gonna be like an away message for people. Like I remember like literally like being like, that's gonna be an away message. But yeah.
And I'd purposely keep track of like who got it right if they sent me the right band and the name, just to make other people feel bad if they looked at my away message. Of course. Learn your emo and learn your punk.
Me and Gil were just talking about that too yesterday. It seems that it's cool. Like Gen Z seems to be a little bit more like open-minded and supportive when it comes to like bands evolving and genre and all that stuff. And it seems like when we grew up, like if a band like did the slightest thing wrong musically, like there's plenty of other bad stuff probably definitely going on, but like it was a little bit more elitist, I guess, like snobby, like if a band you like
tried to branch out.
Yeah,
or, like, do
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, some bands still get that, but I remember that as I got more into the scene and then watching bands like I think one of the first ones I saw that just get a lot of backlash was probably Weezer at the time. Or Taking Back Sunday. Like they got a lot of backlash from like what I remember when I first got into them, and then seeing as they tried
on
to
Louder Now, like on
yeah, Louder Now was like that was a
not
lot
a
of
yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Like it was it's like their biggest album now, right? But
Mhm.
like maybe it's just in my head, but like I feel like it was not like I mean, even
It
like
doesn't
Blink's
seem
self-titled wasn't cool, and I didn't care. I was just like, this is good.
No,
Like,
that
you all are
was
crazy.
I feel like that one probably caught some flack too because that was just different for them. I don't know if it was
They,
and then
they
when you look back at the band's history and that was probably the beginning of the turmoil and everything they were going through. So maybe that was part of it, but that had some bangers on it, man. And I hate using that word banger. I don't know why I just used it, but
fine. Yeah, Junks is tight. There you go. Yeah, no, front to back, that album is, I mean, it's the first album where they're really exploring with genre, and it's also the first album I think that they used like Pro Tools on, so they had a digital recording instead of analog. Uh, last record with Jerry Finn, rest in peace. Always wanted to work with him, but yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say it's a
no, it's weird because it is a different time, and that's actually something I've been thinking a lot about. Like, I don't want to hear the same thing from a band over and over again. Like, there's a
yeah,
reason I got into them. That's great. I like to see them evolve and still see how they kind maybe use that old school uh flavor
influence. Yeah,
and
yeah.
just kind of elevate that. But I like, I like eclectic stuff. I want to see bands evolve. And just thinking about the way singles are released now, even like bands are putting out singles 6 months ahead of an album. I remember,
Have to.
fuck, I know. I remember growing up,
Love
singles, the first single was coming out like a month before a big album release. And then they have like 8 singles throughout the album's life cycle after it's already been out. I'm like, times are just so different.
See, because like if you try to drop just a full length in your, you're under, I don't know, 1 million monthly listeners. I mean, like, look, like Blink even used the singles release strategy. Like Blink 182, like they're one of the biggest bands in the world, and they also released a lot of their songs before the album, right?
Yeah.
So like even when you are established, it's too painful when a song gets totally lost in the mix, and like it doesn't even get listened to because it's so far down. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have the diehards, but like I don't know. We're just trying to be smart about how we release and stuff, and it's totally different. You're right.
Oh yeah, and we're going to talk more about the incredibly busy year you guys have had. Looking back, there's been almost almost an album's worth of material you guys have just put out between an EP and singles
Oh my
over the
god.
last year.
Yeah.
But we are in the holiday season. Looks like Lauren's wearing a nice sweater there. I'm wearing my Ace of Base t-shirt.
There you go.
So
Perfect.
I'm not super dressed up for the holiday. I had a Santa hat last year and I pulled it out of a box and I remember it being too tight on my head, so I ended up throwing it out.
The word.
And
I
then
like that too. It's funny.
and then I didn't get a new one in time to record any podcasts this month. But so how have the holidays been going? We're past Thanksgiving, we're coming up on Christmas and anything other people might celebrate in New Year's. How is this time of year for you guys?
Honestly, like for me, I mean, like I know for all of us, like it's really busy. I mean, like I just taught from 12 to 9. I give guitar, vocal, songwriting, production lessons. Then we ran the set from 9 to 10. And now we're here. And I mean, like that's not an untypical day for me. Like, but we get to do music. And what I wanted to say is that like despite like things being crazy, I don't know. I have I feel like positive vibes. I was in a bit of a hole, or not in a hole, but like in a darker place maybe last December. And it's weird how things work because this December seems like it should be more challenging on paper, but yeah, no, I think good things are happening and coming. Yeah.
Nice. Christmas plans, New Year's plans. What do you guys like to do for holiday traditions? What are some of your favorite holiday traditions as we talk about this?
Getting the tree.
Decorating the tree.
The tree. Okay.
No.
Picking a tree.
Mine's been Christmas breakfast because we go over to an aunt and uncle's house. We have a nice huge Christmas breakfast. Like I remember it switching. I don't even remember when it switched from the excitement of presents to just breakfast and food, but it did, and now just fucking Christmas breakfast. Just
what do you cook?
Well, we go over to my aunt and uncle's, and we just it's just bacon, eggs, sausage,
all the good
English muffins. You're making sandwiches and stuff, and just some nice family time. That's just been my favorite part.
Do you do like the oh my god, my brain is dead. Like the champagne
mimosas?
Mimosas?
Oh my god.
No, oh man, that's a brilliant idea. We should.
Yeah,
we
usually do.
I should support. Yeah, I can make that happen this year. That's a fantastic idea.
I've kind of carried over a tradition this year that my mom, growing up when I was a kid, she always made Christmas lollipops.
Oh, nice.
Which was weird. And they were these cute little molds of like Santa or snowman. And she stopped for many, many years because it's kind of hard to do. And then last year I was like, why? I didn't realize it was hard. I was like, hey, how come you stopped doing those? And she's like, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, well, I want to do it. And she taught me how. And so this year I've continued. So now it's kind of my tradition to make these little lollipops.
They're really good lollipops. I had one.
That's awesome.
They're really good lollipops.
Hit.
Gil, favorite Christmas memory of any kind? Tradition?
My first Lego set when I was 5.
Well,
free. Really awesome.
How old is Gil? I have to ask.
I'm 20.
Okay.
I just turned 20 in June.
He's been in the band since he was 18, though.
Yeah. Well, late.
Okay. We gotta just put it in perspective for any time for the next 40 minutes while we're talking about something and Gil doesn't understand the reference.
We learn from him and he learns from us.
But I really learned from them. So
it's funny because like in the office I work in, there's a girl that it's like one of her first jobs out of college. So she's not getting a lot of the 80s references and stuff that I joke about with the other guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh God.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So I know exactly the feeling. I'm like, because I'm 41, so it doesn't feel that far removed for me unless I sit there and just like, wow.
40's young, man.
Yeah.
No, man.
I feel at work I'm in that weird kind of age where, because I work in schools, so there's a lot of people still older than me, but there's also these like new grads coming in, and I don't know where I fit. I'm like, I can relate. I relate more to the older people, but I'm also like, wait, I still feel young, like, but I'm also not as new as they are. So it's just this like weird, I don't know, sitting in meetings and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when that was like a thing. And yeah.
Oh yeah. When she drops references that I don't know.
Oh yeah. No.
I'm like, oh God, I am out of it.
Yeah.
It's wow. All right.
I'll do that every once in a while. Yeah. Yeah, but like I'm pretty like hip to it now because like I spend so much time around you.
My favorite thing. So I work in elementary schools, and hearing these like little kids like say the phrases that whatever you guys say. I was in a class today, and they're like, "That's Sigma," like that, and I'm like, "Do you even know what that means?" I certainly don't, but like, it's just funny.
Toilet Riz.
Yeah, and there's these little.
There you go. Like, Gil's here to branch the generations for you guys, so you can go on for forever.
But like, that's like brain rot, pretty much. Like like that, like that's how my generation sees it. Like the whole like um sigma and
Every
like all that. It's just random phrases that like people just use just because. And like I'm pretty and like I agree with Lauren. Like I'm pretty sure like they don't exactly know what it means or like, and they're not like using it in the right context either. So it's just like a ball of just words and just come up together, trying to make something funny, pretty much.
They just like how it sounds and want to use it in a
Yeah,
specific
there we
way.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Gil actually writes. I mean, he everybody in Free Friends like really like contributes like a lot. Like, but like yeah, I mean, like you write in Gil. I mean, just for like how young you are and like your lack of I guess writing experience. I mean, he's got like hit like lines like wait, yeah, I mean actually you wrote half of the bridge to
Princess
She's a
Rose.
Rose.
It was just
Pretty
fucking
awesome.
awesome, by the way. That's a great
Thank
love
you.
that song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's talk a little. I will get more into the songs you guys have put out this year, but it's been like I said, it's
Yeah,
two
no, we
two
can
years
talk
or
about
so
it.
since Ben and Lauren, you guys have been on. This was legit pre-Gil, pre-marriage, by the way. Congratulations.
Oh my
You
Thanks.
guys weren't
god.
even married, I think, when
Weird.
you were on. That's how long. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
No, it doesn't.
That is so weird. That's
Uh,
so weird.
Wasn't even born yet in the band.
Yeah, I know. So, where did this love child spawn come from, and how did he end up in the band? Because he wasn't here when we talked last
Wasn't,
time.
yeah.
Gil, do you want to tell a story?
Yeah. Call it. So I submitted an application to become a welder. I just graduated high school. I think I hit you up in the like summer or like no, like late
It
winter,
was in like January.
January. Yeah, I don't know why I said summer, January,
Are you
and
eating a dolphin?
January, July, they both start with J.
yeah, and yeah, then like I was like laying on the ground like face down, and like my laptop was like on my desk, and like my phone buzzed,
What are
and
you
like I was on like TikTok scrolling, and then I saw like well,
Let's fix
TikTok.
they were called Ben the Han at the time, and on their TikTok page they had like different drummers, and then I was like, well, if I like email them, like I'm not gonna like really lose anything because like I haven't like they have different drummers, and I don't know much about them yet, so I sent them a message and then I ignored it.
What is in your
Like,
mouth?
What are you-
What is-
and and yeah, so like I sent him a message 10 minutes after he responded, and I sent like videos of me like drumming to their songs. I came up like 2 weeks afterwards, or like I think, and then we just practiced, and then and then like I had my first show with them in Boston, and the rest is history, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, no, so yeah, I mean like he hit us up on TikTok and or not on TikTok. You emailed me. You got our email on
Yeah.
TikTok, and I remember I was having a moment. It might have been late December, actually. No, I think it was
That was
January.
January.
It doesn't
January.
matter. But like, yeah, I remember seeing your email and just being like, this is probably like because we get so much spam crap. And I was just like, I was having a moment, like I said, and luckily, like I just was like, all right, well, no, I mean, I should definitely respond to this just like anything else. And I did, and he got right back to me, and I was like, awesome. Can you send me, you playing the songs, like videos of you playing the songs? And he came down. We practiced for like 3 days, did the first show in Boston. It just felt like a band. It felt like a new band. And on the way back, me and Lauren were like, we gotta have like in the band because it felt like it kind of completed us,
Yeah, I've also got to give mad props to Gil's parents for
Yeah.
allowing
yeah.
him to just randomly live with two
Two
complete
strangers.
strangers for a week before this Boston show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a freshly graduated kid, and just, I mean, he didn't know us. Like,
I only talked to Ben like for like 30 minutes. I think like a week out before I came up, and like I was just nervous, and then like my dad told me that like while I was gone, he just couldn't sleep, and like neither could my mom, because like they were like, well, technically we left you in a different state hundreds of miles away with two people that we don't even know, and like,
Your parents are like incredibly
Yeah.
supportive. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
I'm very
I
grateful.
love them.
Also,
They,
do
like,
you have something in your mouth? Because you don't sound like you right now. Are you chewing on something?
Oh,
what?
Are you chewing on something?
No, why?
I don't know. You don't sound like you. I mean,
oh.
yeah,
Really?
that's weird. Okay, never mind. No,
Ah, see, now you got him self-conscious.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
All
love
right.
you.
He's gonna look. It's gonna cry.
He is a very emotional.
No, I'm not.
You're very emo kid
Gil,
in the best way possible.
absolutely. Gil, what got you even interested in? How'd you get into drumming and music to begin with?
I my sister always played music on her tablet, and I glanced over, and there was a music video.
Just the fact
It
that you
was
said she always played music on her tablet. Like I remember teaching my cousin, like I taught my cousin, I have a cousin that's like 27ish,
yeah.
25, 27, like mid 20s. I
Mhm.
taught her colors by flipping through a CD book. And now she's married with a kid.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I'd point to CDs and like, what color is this? And now you're saying she just played music from a tablet. Like, fuck. This
And
is a I feel old moment.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a music video. It was Stressed Out by 21 Pilots, and I really like um
I feel like they just came out literally in the last few years. You're not helping.
and like I like Googled their like live shows, and like the drummer caught my eye, and I was like, that's so cool. I want to do that. And
Yeah, I have mad respect for like their live show, and like his work ethic, like both of their work ethic, like when it comes to like everything that they do and like they give to like their fans. Like I just relate, like I feel like I might be like that, like insane about like detail when it comes to live stuff. You know, I just obviously don't have the 21 pilots budget right now. But I care about our live show that much, and I think it's really cool that they still do also.
Yeah. So Gil joins the band. We talked about what the process was like, Ben and Lauren, for you guys the last time you were on the podcast. How did that change once he came in to how you approach songwriting and stuff like that, and kind of like what he brought?
It's been a living, breathing thing, you know. I mean,
I was gonna say that's still evolving, even.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's cool, man. Like I don't know, like that week, that first week that Gil came down, he reminded me of like why I got into this. I know I said that earlier, but it really just gave me a lot of fuel again. And obviously, you know, you do too. Like, I mean, it's so hard to be out on the road when you're, you know, alone. Like, but like, you know, I mean, that could work in the opposite as well. But like, I think by far it's a positive. How did it come together? We kind of just like lived together. Like we basically have lived together on and off for the past year and a half.
Yeah, because I mean, Gil's still down in North Carolina, so like really, he comes up for weeks at a time and just
Oh
stays
wow.
with us. Yeah, and so it's you know, whether we're going to the studio, we're in close quarters, and I mean, it is evolving. I think Gil, you're getting more comfortable writing and chiming in, and we all
He
have
got his license.
I got my license.
big moments.
Big moment.
But yeah, we're just becoming more comfortable, I think, with each other, and we each, I think, have very unique, especially with the writing process. I think we each have.
We're all very different people, but
Yeah.
like we work together somehow.
Yeah, I think that's we have different strengths in that process, and we're becoming more comfortable in those roles, as one does the longer you spend together. That's just being a team.
Yeah. Gil, where in North Carolina are you living?
Wendo. It's like a small
Raleigh.
town.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So I live because
So,
I asked because I spent 5 years living in South Carolina. So I've been to Raleigh.
What part?
I lived in Spartanburg, Greenville. It was like the northwest.
Oh yeah,
area
the
of
metal
this-
shop, right?
my uncle lives in
Or
Greenville.
what was there? Was it Sector 27G? No, that was Georgia. That was
There was a BMW plant.
what was the venue there in Spartansville?
The Spartanburg. Greenville had the Bilo Center when I was there. It's so I don't know what it's called now.
Did you ever go to New Brooklyn Tavern in Columbus?
No. I was like an hour and a half drive from Charlotte.
Okay. Charlotte was Tremont Music Hall back then.
Tremont I've been to. I forgot who I've seen there. It was either Real Big Fish or Mest or Good Charlotte or something in the early days.
Now they have well, I mean, like we've played Skylark Social Club in Charlotte, and the other venue, like Milestone. Have you ever been to Milestone?
I have not been to Milestone.
Yeah.
I've driven to Atlanta a couple times. That's the one and only time I saw NoFX.
Where at? Masquerade or
Masquerade. It was outdoor show at Masquerade. I got one of Fat Mike's, I got one of El Jefe's picks.
Hell yeah,
that
dude.
he threw out into the crowd.
Didn't they just do like the?
They're done, man.
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, but are they? I hope. I mean, like, I hope not.
I think they just put the last tour together Fat Mike just put it together to financially set them up so that they don't have to do it anymore. One of them, at least one or two of them, wanted to stop. I think. I don't even know.
Touring can be hard, man.
It is, and I want to actually ask you about the mental health aspect of that. It's a good segue, and it was something I was going to save towards the end. But before we talk about all the songs and stuff, like I was recently on a mental health podcast to talk about grief and everything a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And as with all the bands I've followed, they talk about mental health has really become a bigger issue that bands talk about. Like they're talking about being harassed, like people yelling at them. You only perform an hour to two, somewhere in between there a night. How hard can that be? Obviously, being a touring band is incredibly fucking difficult.
What
like,
they don't know is that we were losing money.
Yeah,
that hour and a half. We're driving 6 hours to get to there. 6 hours to get to the.
So
I'm sleep.
Like we'll talk about some of the favorite stuff, but if you guys don't mind talking about the lows and how you handle mental health in that aspect, like how do you handle the challenges of trying to make it and be a full-time touring band and things like that?
Well, I mean, there's a few things in my opinion. First off, like we're really tight knit, the three of us, like, and we're careful, we have somebody that, watches merch, and somebody, we have, Charlie, he helps with stuff, loading in and out, but like we're just very we're careful of like who we let in and just make sure that like we're all good first. It just, I don't know, do you feel that? Like I feel like
we protect our bubble, I think, a little bit. I think we're kind of a little bit of a neurospicy band too, so I think we all can be a little bit rigid in our
stubborn,
our patterns, and so it's actually kind of funny, like bands talk about like pre-show rituals, and we all kind of keep to ourselves a little bit, and I think we need that before the band, like, or before a show, to like center ourselves, and then I mean, I think just keeping to our routines is really important as much as possible. One of the first tours, Gil wasn't in the band yet, but that Ben and I did was actually right leading up to our wedding. And so like it was trying to maintain the stress of planning a wedding, being on tour. It was my first tour ever, really. Trying to maintain health. I'm trying to fit into a wedding dress. Like, I mean, there were just all these things that you had to try to keep as much normalcy as possible. And I think finding ways to like stick to routines that make you feel safe, and like Ben, I mean, not to speak for you, but you kind of go and meditate before a show, and Gil, I don't actually really know what you do, but
I just practice like on like whatever I can find. Like,
that's right.
Hands.
You're just walking around with the kind of the sticks and.
But it is hard though. It's hard. Like it's hard. When like the really heavy stuff happens, and it's like I agree with you. I think routine holds it together, and it can, because like you're just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. You know, I mean, I don't know how, like with their we're playing short sets right now, and I love every minute of it. Like big crowd or small crowd, like I just love playing. But like, you know, I mean, sometimes like you have like a long drive, you know, like or which I also enjoy. It's like it's more for me at least, it's like more, I guess, like the everyday stuff that is at times harder to get through when you're really in the thick of it, you know. But I do my best to capture that and put it into like a song, you know, and hopefully it's not bullshit, you know, because like it has to be something like real to me, because if it's not real to me, then like how could it be accessible to anybody else, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole cathartic thing. So what about
So
you?
it kind of comes out in your songwriting.
Oh, I mean, I think so. I mean, do you feel that?
I do in some of
I feel like
in
your
a lot of
songs
the stuff.
have gotten like progressively like more and more
Well, um, again, not to dive too deep, but I lost my mom coming up on a year ago, and so it's been a weird year, and music has always been one of my favorite things, and it took me a couple, it's just such there's just such an absurdity to everything you have to deal with that it doesn't feel real at the time.
right.
But I eventually just I came across a random song a couple weeks later, and I feel like it just kind of pulled me back to reality. Uh, and kind of gave me some hope again that things were going to be okay. And then I just kind of moved on, took it day by day after that. So music has that effect for me. I don't write it, I don't make it. You can see a bass behind me. I have my Telecaster over in the corner. I pick them up every once in a while and play around with it, but I don't by any means say I can play. But I still just fucking I love music. It's what I look to when I don't feel good.
It gets you.
Yeah.
Right? Like like there's songs like, God, man, yeah. I mean, when I have like a good album and like I can lean into that, man. Oh my God, that's great. That's medicine. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's medicine when I can lean into that and just like go for a walk or like listen to it and like scream it like in the shower or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I feel that for
Yeah.
sure.
That's awesome. Let's talk you guys have had a super busy 2024. I want to talk about some of the music you've put out. Uh Playing shows, releasing music. You've put out an album's worth of material at least since the last time we've talked by far, if not just in the last year between singles and your EP. And my favorite part of the year, one of my highlights of the year, I finally got to see you guys perform live in Oneana. I haven't been to Oneana in probably a decade. In fact, last time I was there, I was over a decade. I was dating a girl. I went to go visit her when she was at college there. I see your dog, and now I'm distracted.
Sorry, she had to nuzzle her way in here.
Oh, fucking
Hey, Daisy.
adorable.
It was
Aw.
nice. Yeah, this is
Aw.
easy.
So adorable. Is that a golden retriever?
No, she's a Great Pyrenees, but they
Okay.
kind of look similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We have my girlfriend Sarah and I have a Beagle Australian Shepherd mix.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, she's beagle sized, has the beagle face, but the fur and the tail is like the Australian Shepherd, so she's like fluffy.
Wow. Aren't they pretty intelligent dogs, Australian Shepherds?
You wouldn't think so by looking at ours, but everybody makes that joke.
That's not what you talk about, Daisy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, she's an old lady. She's like 13. Oh, but
Yeah,
yeah,
right here.
that's fine.
Our laptop's about to die, but we're plugging it in.
There we go.
Or Ben's plugging it in.
I got distracted as to where I was going.
Last time you were in Oneonta, you come up to visit a girlfriend.
No, I went to go visit a girlfriend, and just a quick side note, I went to a class with her because she was going to one of her classes, and they did a pop quiz that day, so I ended up getting a copy of the quiz and writing in short answers for a lot of the questions.
Oh, what a good boy.
Yeah, I know. The only thing I can remember is write in the fact that there's an answer to this question boggles my mind. It was some kind of history class. and they got turned into the teacher, and the teacher got angry and deducted points from all the kids in the class, all the students. I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
Oh, that does not sound.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so I got to see, and you guys sounded great, by the way. I know it was a weird place. Probably felt like.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. No,
But,
I mean we're grateful that they had us, and I mean.
But you guys, you put out a bunch of music. You did a tour with U.S. and Canada dates with Sucker Punch. What were some of your favorite memories and highlights from this past year?
Ooh.
Like,
So
I'm
much
trying
has
to like
happened.
think of like what has happened. God.
Playing music out of the U.S. in
California
general.
was cool. I mean,
I was gonna
California.
Gil, is that the first time you've been across a border?
Yeah. What
Oh shit!
do you mean by that?
Oh, shit. It is, right?
Yeah.
I meant a U.S. Okay, that sounded a little more racist than I meant, and I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, man. I know what you
That's not how I meant it.
meant.
Yeah, no, I mean it was my first time in Canada also. Like when we did like the Warped Tour dates in 2008, and we stayed down in the States when it went up to like Toronto, and on the Montreal day or whatever, all the Canada dates we skipped because like we didn't all have passports. It was cool. Yeah, no, it was awesome. Really great meeting. The Sucker Punch guys were just, I mean, like lovable,
awesome.
like fun, like exactly, what I expected, which is all good things. So
It was an awesome tour poster, by the way. I still love that tour poster. I think it was one of my.
One, yeah.
Who did the artwork for that?
I was somebody from Sucker Punch's camp. I don't know her name. She lives. I know she's internet. Like,
I was gonna say she's out of the country.
Yeah.
I feel so terrible. We don't.
No. I didn't realize they were Canadian, honestly, until I had talked to you guys, the band.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was fun collaborating with them too on a song because
A Checkpoint.
Yeah,
it was literally like the first thing that I thought of, like when I thought of having a collab on that song was like I thought about Sucker Punch because like I've been listening to them a little bit and like just been like this band is pretty good, like, and like the energy matched, and yeah, no, I mean like they really like they went all in for the collab, like
Yeah,
they
for
really
sure.
like they brought in their own, they producer, they track guitars and stuff, and so like yeah, I mean like they're a huge obvious part of that song.
And I think that's one of the cool things, I guess, about modern technology, of that we were able to collaborate with us here and them in Canada, not just, oh my gosh, Daisy, not just on the song, but like the music video too. I mean, it's that
they think about things like, yeah, I mean like we had a lot of in-depth conversations about
that song was truly a collaboration with both bands, which just was really cool to experience.
And it's been in the making for a couple years, actually. Actually I already had I know that I already had the song written more or less. I mean, also let's not forget, by the way, Eric Taft,
yes,
huge part of that writing process as well.
It was according to Spotify, Checkpoint was my #1 favorite song.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Dude,
yeah,
and I don't like that made me go listen to Sucker Punch and get into Sucker Punch. Like that's just a fucking awesome song, man.
Good. Thank you. And a lot went into that song. Yeah. A lot on the front end of just, from me writing it to rewriting it, 2 or 3 years ago. I had the demo. I know I had it when we talked last, and then everything else. So I'm glad that you rocked that song this year, man.
Well, you have the songs you put out this year. There's been a lot of collaboration with Patrick Swayze as was it Mark from Far Away? You have
Mhm.
Highwire, She's a Rose, Josh from Magnolia Park. Love Magnolia Park.
Yeah.
I've been blasting their fucking Disney cover. Eye to
Yeah,
eye.
it's so good.
Like, it's funny because I do another podcast called Popcorn and Pints where my buddies and I just talk about movies we watch, and we watch new movies each week. And we had watched the Goofy movie not long before
Oh,
that they put that out, like literally within the last year. So that song was kind of fresh in my mind, and like that was one of the highlights from that movie. Like that song is just so good in the
Oh,
Goofy
yeah.
movie. And then Magnolia Park made that cover. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yep.
But
so now we have to do Stand Up.
well, you got Used to Be Young by Miley Cyrus, which was awesome, by the way.
Thanks,
But
man.
you have all these collaborations coming out. Are you writing these songs with other people in mind if you want to do a collaboration, or how are these coming about with like Checkpoint? You mentioned, did you
Pretty
have Sucker
organic.
Punch in mind? Okay.
They're pretty organic. Like I haven't yet wrote with a collab in mind. I kind of like try to like feel it out once it comes together. And for the most part, like it's just been like we've been really lucky to get like these amazing features that we have. Like Highwire was a really good really great addition to the song. Like they really threw like their own thing on it too. And I think bands take like a lot of flack for doing collabs these days, but why wouldn't we? I mean, like back in the day, we used to do split album, EPs. Like, do you remember those? Like,
they still happen every once in a while, and I'm always curious to see like other bands covering other band songs. I'm sure that like for some reason there's an MXPX Rancid one popping into my head. I don't know if that actually happened, but I feel like
I think
it did.
you're right. Yeah, I love both of those bands. I mean, MXPX.
Yeah.
I mean,
MXPX was one of my very first punk bands I got into, and I've just followed them ever since.
Yeah, I mean, like they're just like so tight. Have you ever seen them live? Like
once on a Warped Tour, I've got their autographs. I actually have that poster hanging up in my office, my cubicle at work with the ones that they signed. The one that they signed, yeah. Back when Tom had hair.
All right, yeah.
Back when Yuri had hair.
They're funny and like. I don't know. Like they're just like one of those bands that like if it like they definitely put in like a lot of work.
Oh yeah,
that band, but like he seems like he doesn't like take it so seriously, and I don't know why. Like I don't know that what's his name? He has a podcast that I listen to.
Mike Herrera.
Yeah, Mike Herrera.
Yeah,
like he doesn't like seem like he overthinks things. But like I know because like I read a lot about them growing up, and like watched a lot of like docs and stuff, and like whatever I could, you remember we would go to that what was that site that had like all the live shows, like the breaking live shows from like the up and coming bands.
I don't even know.
And they would have interviews on there and stuff. But yeah, I think they strike a really good balance.
During COVID, he was doing live streams like every week, just playing MXPX songs, and that was helping me get through COVID. Like when I was fucking stuck at home, and I was looking forward to tuning into that each week. Him and actually Better Than Ezra, actually, because I was a big Better Than Ezra fan.
Me
Kevin,
too. That's so funny. Just heard a song today that I was at a restaurant and a Better Than Ezra song came on.
Honestly, one of my favorite songs ever written is just I don't even know if they like to play it that much because it was one of their biggest. No, it wasn't that one. And I'm totally blanking on the name, and I regret saying this because now I'm blanking on
no.
Desperately Wanting.
Oh, yeah.
That's just that and King of New Orleans have just been two of my favorite songs. Like I'll think about those if I have time to think on my deathbed. But,
oh man. Yeah.
But so Checkpoint was my top song. I'm always interested when the collaborations come out, how they came about. Patrick Swayze is the latest single you guys have put out, which is Patrick Swayze was also on your tour poster. Yeah. Are there physical copies of that tour poster somewhere? Because there should be.
I think Gil definitely
I was
has
gonna
one.
say
He's holding
Gil.
out right now.
I
He will
think
not,
I think I have one. It's somewhere in my room. I always take posters after every show, and like I whatever I can find, I hand them to them, and I'll have my own. But I think it's in my old book bag. Might.
Should be in a frame, man.
Yeah, it is. It
I-
was a good poster.
So I'm curious. So Patrick Swayze's the latest one out. What can you guys tell me about this song?
Well,
What's the question?
he's looking for the poster right now.
Oh, okay. You
Um,
don't have to do it right now, man.
well, I mean, I'll say it was Ben and I watched Ghost one night, which is one of my favorite. I'm a big Patrick Swayze fan, first off.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I like
again,
that
I
more.
like the movie podcast I do. We watched Roadhouse not that
Yeah,
long
Roadhouse.
ago.
Have you
like-
seen the new one too?
We have watched the new one. Actually, we really enjoyed it. We thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
actually did
better than we thought it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was entertained for sure. But yeah, we had just watched Ghost.
Gil doesn't know what the old Roadhouse is, I assume. Yeah, he's shaking his head.
I'm not even entirely sure he knew who Patrick Swayze was.
Oh,
We wrote the song. Oh no, I was just
No.
joking.
No. but I discovered someone new, someone influential
There you
from
go.
the '80s. So
who?
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, we had watched that, and I guess you were just on a kind of writing inspiration.
I literally wait, yeah, you wrote the Am
Oh,
I a Ghost or
So he wrote it, and then he was like, "Well, we just watched this song, or we just watched Patrick. I don't know. We were just thinking
just
about Patrick
felt-
Swayze. We were watching about Ghost, and he was like, "Can you write a line that links Patrick Swayze?" And he's like, and I did. And actually, I had a couple lines that I was able to get Point Break references and Dirty Dancing too. But
Nice.
in the editing process, that came out a little bit. But
so the lyrics like
Just a whole song of
it
Patrick
was just
Swayze reference.
yeah, it was just an ode to Patrick Swayze at one point.
it's not like profound or anything, right? Like it's just like real it's just raw emotions because
Mhm.
like when I was writing the chorus for it, I hit record once, I sang the part, and the lyrics are the same since I demoed it. Like and it was just all ad lib. So
I think a funny story. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
well, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, it's one of my like it hasn't been our most popular release, but like I think it's my favorite song that I've released with Free Friends. That and I really like Think I Want, but again, that one is not our most popular
No.
either. So
But a funny Patrick Swayze story with writing that song is we sometimes our dog's name is Daisy, and we'll sometimes call her Patrick Daisy. So when Ben was recording a couple times, he slipped and sang Patrick Daisy, and I kept having to be it's Swayze.
She's a Rose. Because you guys, I know you guys posted like even how personal this song was to you guys on your Instagram, being a married couple and just the hardship of that.
yeah. I mean, it's like I said earlier. I mean, it's like
because this song's awesome. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, this is like it just fucking rocks, man. Like,
Thank you.
but there is the deeper message, like the connecting message to it.
Like it's not all pretty all the time. Like anybody that's been in a long relationship probably knows like that involves fighting at times. And then the point is that like we choose each other every day. I mean, like kind of thing. Like it's like I'm not going anywhere just because we have our disagreements. And I guess that's maybe I don't know. A soft way of putting it.
Gil, what's it like for you being in a band with a married couple?
Don't be honest, Gil.
So,
yeah. Like because it's
okay.
I mean, it's by no means is it unheard of dynamic, but it's not super common.
Well, I mean, like I like to refer to them as like my Maryland parents.
Your Maryland parents.
my Maryland parents. I mean, like we have this ongoing joke where it's like I'm the adoptive son, and whatnot, and like I think like a few people have like responded to my story whenever like I would post like a picture of like the three of us, or like just like posters of like shows that we're doing, and then they'd be like, so like when did you meet them, how like are you actually adopted, or like whatnot. No,
Are you
yeah, I
are you actually adopted?
no, yeah, and then and then I'm like, I just respond like, haha, no, like it's all jokes, like it's a ongoing joke, and it is working. I mean, like we are seeing results that like like that proves that it's working. Um, but no, I mean, like it's a fun thing. I mean, like I personally like never seen another band with like that dynamic of like the married couple, and then like the not married couple, I guess, person. But
So
but like it's nice. It's sweet. Like it's they have their like nice like warm moments, and like I'm like on the far side like, oh, that's so cute and all that.
Alright, so he's not the third,
Girls
so you
are
don't feel
like-
like the third wheel of a tricycle.
Every now and then, every
I,
now
I
and
Okay,
then,
try
okay.
very
they'll
hard
like
for them to not feel like that, and that's why I'm
they'll like
always
come
out
home
here.
from work, and then they'll like hug, and like I'm on the couch just like on my phone. They'll be like, "That's so sweet."
Hey guys, I'm here.
Anyway,
Hi.
hey guys. But no, it's nice. It's cool. I love it.
All right, Gil. Well, just marry a musician, and then we could be like ABBA.
There you go. Yeah, 4-piece. That's there you
Let's
go.
not put that curse on.
Yeah, that's may not be the way
We
to
already
go.
have the music thing.
I mean, if you want to try to be on Eurovision when you're 70s,
That is a life goal. So
okay.
Be on
In
here.
the,
Ding dong.
okay. Other songs that came out this year: "The Ledge" with Josh from Magnolia Park. This song, everything you guys have put out this year, I have just loved by far.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
How did this collaboration come about?
I mean, actually, Josh and I had chatted like nothing big here and there since like these started blowing up on TikTok with 10 for 10.
They are nonstop on social media, man.
He's a hard worker, man.
They're
I will
a
tell you,
hardworking
like
band.
all of them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's not like we also work hard, but like it's just good to. I don't know. It makes me happy for them because like they deserve every bit of success that they get. How did the collab come about? I knew I wanted to work with Josh on either that one or Goodbye and Goodnight. And he just really liked The Ledge, and felt like he would fit better there. He also wrote on like little things like, and his personality came out on that. So that was cool. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Well,
because
it's
that
nice to
one.
release an EP, the EP, like to release something as like a collection of songs this year.
Yeah, you have your Sweet Nothing EP that you put out this year with "Save Me," "Taking Time," "Worry Free," and of course "Checkpoint," my favorite song of the year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome, dude. It's fucking crazy.
I love that.
That was all good shit, man. I talk about that stuff whenever I'm talking to somebody I know likes pop punk type music. I'm like, you got to check these guys out. Used to Be Young. I want to ask you about this one. What was the motivation behind doing the cover for Miley Cyrus?
So I heard that song when it came out. I probably listened to it on repeat for like 10 days straight. It just resonated, but I also made me think so much of Ben and how much he's grown as a I'm sure a lot of people relate to that song, but like I was just like,
not Gil. He's still young.
yeah, Gil's still young. He can count. Like,
Maybe like 10 years from now, I can be like, oh, nice.
It'll make sense. Yeah, it'll make sense 10 years from now for Gil.
But I just had a moment, and this was well before we had decided to do a cover, but the first time I heard that song, I was like, we have to cover it. And then when Ben suggested we should do a cover, I was pretty adamant. I know you were throwing around other ideas.
I was like, totally, let's do that. Like, I love the idea because I love the song. I felt like it should be more popular for a Miley Cyrus song. Like the writing is off the hook.
that whole album she just put out is amazing. But yeah, that song in particular really resonated with me. Even the music video for it, like I cry.
She was in tears the first time she told me,
but,
and but I got it because like it is like an emotional like music video, like even though it's like so just plain, and that's
well,
the
it's
whole
so
idea
simple. But
behind
she
it.
said she like she was staring at her mom. Her mom was behind the camera when she filmed it, and that's why it's so like she starts crying because like she's singing it to her mom, and I don't know, I felt that obviously because it's powerful, and that's probably my favorite song that we've worked on because it was just so much fun to put our spin on it. And
Jack was a pleasure to work with.
oh my
Also,
gosh,
Jack
yeah,
the
he
Underdog.
was.
Yeah, Jack the Underdog.
He was like just such a easy person to work with, professional, and like just super helpful and
and just like went so far beyond. I mean, he even set up time. Like he's really great with the social media, TikTok stuff, and you know, I had mentioned like, you know, we're trying to be better. Like what can and he like went so far as to like, you know, let's set up a FaceTime, and sat down with me for like an hour and like gave me tips and all these things, and I was just so blown away that somebody I hadn't even met and still haven't even met in person was willing to sit down and take that time to work through that with me. So that was a really fun. All of our collaborations have been great, but I just personally, the fact that he took that time with me was really like.
He's a really nice,
yeah.
really nice guy, really good guy. And also, what is the? Oh my God, the company that he like.
Riot House.
Riot House, yeah, they're super.
They're
super
really
helpful.
supportive. Yeah.
Awesome. So I got a couple questions to wrap up here. We've been talking about a lot of collaborations from the songs you guys put out this year. Dream collaboration. If you were gonna get up and go to the studio tomorrow to go work with a dream collaborator, who would that be?
For me, I would love to. I've always said this. Like, I would really love to collaborate with Jim Adkins, Jimmy Eat World.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
It's no, that side right there.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, like they're definitely like, if not my favorite, in my top 2 or 3.
Again,
Probably
deathbed. When I'm on my deathbed, and if I have time to think about
I'm on my deathbed,
favorite albums: Jimmy Eat World,
Bleed
Futures, and Butch Walker albums will be up there. Those will be the albums I think about.
Who has a song called Sucker Punch?
That's true. Butch Walker does.
Yeah. Sucker Punch. Yeah.
Lauren?
Oh, skip me. Go to Gil.
Gil?
Kenny Hoopla.
What was that?
Kenny Hoopla.
Okay. Kenny, I'm not familiar. Okay.
You don't know Kenny Hoopla?
Who is Kenny Hoopla?
I don't know Kenny Hoopla either. So
I mean, he's really talented pop punk artist.
Yeah. I saw like a documentary of him, or like a little like video of him. He got discovered by Travis, and like he kind of like took him under his wing, and like produced like a lot of songs for him, and like the songwriting, and like it's like his style is like pop punk, but it's also kind of like hardcore-ish and like indie, because like he originated from like indie, then like the whole pop punk thing, and then kind of hardcore, and then like there's a couple where it's like a mixture of all those three, and like I found it like really interesting. Like it was, it's like
You have
really,
to
really
show me that. I want to watch that.
awesome. We will.
I'll have to look him up. Yeah.
He's super.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, like he's definitely like worth looking up for sure.
Yeah. No, I definitely will.
I want to know who yours is.
I mean, well, I'm thinking my brain went to like a million different, like I went to like Fangirl, like, you know, but I think those are a lot of bands that I'd want to like, yeah. Oh, I mean, Hillary Duff, 1000%.
She's not lying.
I'm not actually. That would be dream collab. But I also was thinking, I mean, there's a lot of up and coming like female artists right now that I think would be really awesome, like Gina Fontella and Dawn, bands like that I would really love to work with.
Grey Wind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Grey Wind.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think those would. I mean, Hillary Duff, yes, Queen, but.
There's no wrong answer. So what's in store for 2025 as we are approaching the new year?
We just
for you
finished
guys?
our third song. So like we have three songs like more or less ready to go. We have to have a bit of meeting about this, but I think we need another one that I'm just gonna be in crunch mode for. And I was working on it earlier today. But
Ideal 2025. So this doesn't give anything away that's actually going to happen or not happen.
Full length this spring. We will have tour dates nationally. We have a few things in the works, and we'll see what comes through. It's looking like in the March to April, it was probably going to be more of like weekender kind of stuff. But we're just growing at what we think is like the right pace, I guess. I mean, not that we have entire control of that, but like, but yeah, touring. We'll be playing shows. So I mean, like, follow some bands in town, and follow us at Free Friends Rock on socials, and we will be continuing to release new singles every 8 weeks. What else?
I think you covered it. New music, new tours.
Hit us up. Yeah.
Gil's gonna learn more about the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, like he fell asleep when I put the Goofy movie on for him.
Oh,
Called you out, dog. I'm sorry.
Really late, and like I was tired.
Oh, don't talk about the Goofy movie like that.
2025 is teaching Gil about the 80s. That's what it's about.
I like this.
All right, so I think that's gonna wrap up this episode of Stories from a Bar. Thank you, Free Friends, Ben, Gil, Lauren, you guys
Thank you for having us.
You guys are friends of the podcast. Your music got me through a lot the last year, and I appreciate you again taking the time out to chat about 2024, what's coming up, and everything going on.
Yeah, feel free to hit me up anytime, man. I love catching up with you.
Yeah. If you're not doing it already, go follow Free Friends, all their social media pages. Check out their tunes on Spotify, anywhere else you can find them. You're missing out if you haven't done that already. Anything else you guys want to throw in?
No, I mean, just follow us on Spotify, social, and wishing everybody a safe, healthy holiday.
Feliz Navidad. I fucking hate that song. No, the worst Christmas song. Oh, last question. Worst Christmas song.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
My worst. No, I.
Okay.
No, I hate the Paul McCartney. Sure. Worst Christmas song is what's the Paul McCartney one or the Beatles related one?
Oh my gosh!
Oh
yes.
wait,
the one with
the Paul McCartney is Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas.
That is my most hated Christmas song.
The most relatable Christmas song is the John Lennon.
What?
The John Lennon Christmas song. Where so this is Christmas. And what have
Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time is my most hated Christmas song.
I think I might be with you. There's like there's like the kids that sing in it, and one kid there's like a note that like I
want to punch kids in the face that were involved in that.
Yes, I'm kind of with you on that. I do not like that song.
It is beneath. I feel like it's beneath Paul McCartney. I mean, like, he obviously is one of the best all-time songwriters. I mean, I don't. What is my least favorite though? I mean, I guess that one.
I actually think that one may be it. I don't know. I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas was like the first thing that came in my head. Or like Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. I mean,
oh my god!
What are these songs? Like,
that was just something we used to sing.
I remember that one. Yeah,
it's a real song.
That's a real song.
I thought we just used to sing it.
No, that's real.
Or like. Why can't I
All
think
I
of
want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Like
that is the one I was.
Okay.
That's a song.
Does that? I mean, every person that ever picked up an instrument has a cover of Last Christmas, but I still don't. I still don't hate that song.
Lauren hates that song.
Oh no, I can ruin it for anybody very easily.
Because he says Gav, not gay.
It's every time you hear it, you'll hear Gav you my heart.
Gav you my heart. Oh wow.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Well,
I
okay,
used to like it. Yeah, I used to like it.
that's a good way. That's a good way to end this. A downer on Christmas music.
Merry Christmas.
Merry, all right.
Merry
Thanks
Christmas.
again, guys. If you're not doing it already, follow Stories from a Bar on all major podcast platforms. Like, subscribe. More importantly, leave fantastic reviews. Share the hell out of it. Go listen to Free Friends. Follow their pages. Check them out live. Listen to their music. You'll enjoy it. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my man.
Thanks for having us, man.